Hello and welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus, the program that beams the searchlight on happenings and developments in and around Kogi, the Nigeria's conflict state. I'm Khadijat Mohammed. On the program today, Governor Bello swears in state electoral and other commission members. Violence against women takes center stage as women journalists celebrate International Women's Day. This and more when we return. Don't go away.
Word for Youth, the program that seeks to address Nigeria's youth development drawbacks. It's time to do away with cheap talk. It's time to get down to brass tacks. Create the foundation for a better Nigeria on Word for Youth. Coming soon on this station. Word for Youth. It is what it is.
Welcome back. Kogi State Governor Bello has sworn in new members of the State Independent Electoral Commission, along with members of the Hajj and Judicial Commissions. During the swearing-in ceremony of the 8 appointees, Governor Bello told them to discharge their duties without fear or favor.
Hundreds of persons converged on the state capital Lokoja for the swearing-in after the successful screening and confirmation of members of the State Assembly. Governor Bello reminded the State Independent Electoral Commission members of their responsibility to ensure credible local government chairmanship and councillorship elections and warned them against displaying political bias.
We are running multi-party system. I am urging you that it should be free of all forms of political affiliation. We all know that none of you are carry members of any political party. That one is important. It means you're going to discharge your duty free, fair, without any fear of interference. I shall not interfere in your activities. Give everybody all sense of belongings. After all, we are citizens of Kogi State and we all sought to serve our people.
He urged them to study their work schedules and come up with a suitable election timetable.
Virtually all of you are going into office new. Go there, study the law, study the constitution, study every aspect of what you are expected to do, and come up with your timetable and ensure that elections are conducted within reasonable time. Now, while doing that, please don't look at anybody's face. Do what is right. Whoever is popular should win and represent their people.
Governor Bello advised the present directors of all local governments to continue to manage the affairs of their councils till elections are conducted.
The administrative structure as far as the local government is concerned today squarely in the shoulders of the DLGs and all the administrators that are there.
The NOS chairman, Arraigned, promised free, fair and credible elections.
We will not regret our appointment in these offices, especially as head chairman. You should rest assured that whichever person you vote for to represent you will be so elected to represent you in the local government elections.
In his address to the new members of the Judicial Commission, Governor Bello urged them to perform their functions without prejudice and urged the Hajj Commission members to look beyond the yearly preparation for the pilgrimage to areas capable of generating revenue for the state.
Know that you are going to serve under the chairmanship of my Lord, the Chief Judge of Kogi State, Justice Nasir OHERE, who is very upright. Please cooperate 100% and fully in order that that commission function optimally. So the Hajj Commission, you have been doing very wonderfully well. In fact, Kogi State has been rated severally as first in the Hajj performance. I want you to take it beyond just conducting Hajj operations alone. Take it beyond that. Take it to at a point where you'll be earning some revenue to the state.
5 Hajj Commission and 3 Judicial Commission members took their oaths performed by the Secretary to the state government.
The Kogi State Governor also swore in 21 local government senior special assistants and 16 legal and political matters advisors. Governor Bello, during the swearing-in ceremony in Lokoja, vowed to hold them responsible if the security situation in the state does not improve.
Virtually all immediate past local government administrators have been appointed senior special assistant in security to work closely with Commissioner of Police and all security agencies operating in the state, including vigilante groups, through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs for an onward transmission of reports to his office through his Chief of Staff, Abdulkarim Jami Osuku.
You have to be proactive. You must not allow it to happen before you react. You must be proactive, because that is what security is all about. Make sure that all those that are carrying arms, bearing arms in our various communities, you deal with them decisively. Make sure those that are inciting violence, instigating violence, because that's where it starts from, they are dealt with decisively.
Governor Bello warned members of political parties to desist from fanning the embers of insecurity in the state and promised to deal decisively with offenders.
Whether in APC or any political party, we don't want criminality. However highly placed the person is and does not want the peace and security of the land, we will deal with the person decisively.
Former Algon chairman and administrator Ijumu local government Taufik Issa, who spoke on behalf of his counterparts, assured the government of their commitment to the said mandate.
I want to thank you on behalf of my colleagues. I want to thank you and assure you that we will never disappoint you, Your Excellency.
They promised to work closely with the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs to ensure continued security surveillance. Political and traditional rulers, along with other dignitaries from within and outside the state, witnessed the swearing-in.
The Commissioner of Works and Housing, Engineer ABUBAKAR OHERE, has commended the Governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, for consistently maintaining the tradition of identifying character and competence as part of key criteria of considering appointment into political offices in the state. The Commissioner made this commendation in Lokoja after the inauguration of the newly appointed 21 senior special assistants to the Governor on security and other political office holders. While speaking on the imperative of security as the bedrock of infrastructural development in the state, OHERE appreciated the Governor for his painstaking efforts at identifying reliable characters to man sensitive and key offices in his administration, resulting in efficient performance of the new direction administration. ABUBAKAR OHERE revealed that the personalities that made up the list are men of character and proven integrity, and this will in turn enhance productivity in service delivery. He said security at the grassroots will enhance easy delivery of projects, stressing that infrastructural development can only thrive under a peaceful atmosphere, and this will help us to do more in road maintenance, rehabilitation and other projects to be carried out by our contractors and the ministry itself. OHERE added that the gesture will help him and the ministry to achieve its goals to bring dividends of democracy to the people of the state. The senator representing Kogi West, Smart ADEYEMI, has commended Governor Yahya Bello for making the security and welfare of Kogi people a top priority, as demonstrated by his appointment of senior special assistants on security for all the 21 local governments in Kogi State. The senator, in a press statement, congratulated all the newly appointed and reappointed government aides on security for all the 21 local government council, particularly those from Kogi West, and prayed for God's divine guidance for them all. He wished them a peaceful, safe and crime-free tenure in office, while also admonishing them to do all within their abilities to justify the confidence reposed in them. The senator also affirmed his trust and confidence in the person and leadership of Governor Yahya Bello as strong and unwavering, particularly his appreciation of loyalty and strong ability to merge diverse interests into a single people interest under a strong and reliable structure which caters for all.
Nigeria's confluent state, the country's melting pot, where almost anything and everything can happen. From the governor to the farmer, from politics to entertainment, from the economy to sports and tourism. We've got you covered on these and a whole lot more on Kogi in Focus. Kogi in Focus, a weekly review of development in and around Kogi State. Stay abreast with what you need to know on Kogi in Focus on your channel of choice, Kogi in Focus, reaching everywhere, informing everybody.
If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, the program that brings you up to speed with developments in and around Kogi State. For your event coverage, information sharing, contribution, sponsorship and advert placement, please call the numbers displayed on your screen or reach us through any of our social media handles also displayed. Kogi State First Lady Rashida Bello has stressed the need for all to work in unity for equal treatment of all, irrespective of gender. Rashida Bello, who was represented by the wife of the Deputy Governor, Ejiramasi Onoja, at the 2020 International Women's Day, held in Government House, Lokoja, made the call in her address to mark the occasion. She said equal treatment for all, irrespective of gender, is just another restatement of the golden rule to her and is not too much to ask for. She used the opportunity to remind those present that across the state, her office has established different skill acquisition centers for women. She described it as contribution to the United Nations Charter on Women Empowerment for Self-Sustenance. In the special debate to mark the day, the Secretary to the State Government, Folashade Ayoade Arike, the Head of Service, Deborah Ogumola, and other women participated in the discussion, which called on women to stand up for their right. In continuation of activities to mark this year's International Women's Day, the Kogi State chapter of the National Association of Women Journalists brought key players on gender issues together to discuss matters affecting Nigerian women. Gender-based violence and affirmative action topped the discussion agenda.
Now, what Chairperson Anne Olorinde said, Nigerian women deserve a better deal than they are getting presently.
We want to be treated equally, to occupy positions that they can control, because women being what they are home builders, they are homemakers, they are home managers, and there's no position they find themselves that they cannot manage. So we are fighting for inequality. The men should see us the way God sees us. We do not have a lesser brain. The brain they have, we have the same. There's no brain for the woman, there's no brain for the man. God created the brains are the same. So they should assign to us roles that they can do. The women can also do it.
Guest Speaker Hamza Aliyu emphasized the need to renew the fight against domestic violence.
It's important that we all put our heads together and ensure that everybody is on board to ensure that those who are not happy about the status quo, their issues will be addressed. We need to address this issue going forward, because a lot of these issues keep coming off and on every now and then, and it's affecting the productivity of our society. Women are not contributing their maximal quota because one or two issues are holding them behind.
Rights activist Christy Adejumo and Eunice Agbogu urged the government to include more women in executive positions in line with the affirmative action clamor.
Our main objective is protecting, promoting, preserving the rights and interests of women and children. We do this through the legal medium. I have a candid advice for a lot of people, in fact, Kogi State in general. When you see violence, speak out. When you are mated with violence, speak out. If you are the victim, please come out and say something. FIDA Kogi State branch is there to take it from there and help you out.
I'm calling upon all those, in key positions, the governor of Kogi State, to ensure that he gives more women space. It's not a good thing to write home about with what we are experiencing currently in the, distribution of, those in the executive, position in Kogi State. The space for women is barely low. So what are we talking about? Everywhere you turn to, you see women. You have a mother as a woman, your wives, women, children, you've got daughters, you've got sisters. So why can't we give space for women? We will continue to talk about it until we see change. Let's protect our women. Let's respect our women. Let's honor our women. Let's give our women space.
On the issue of gender violence, women were advised to speak out whenever they fall victim.
The issue of equality that we're looking at this year is not just women or men, but to see ourselves as humans. You should relate with me because I have something to offer and not because of my biological makeup. We should hold each other up.
And as a woman, like we've been drumming that since it started, we are the home builders. We are the ones who teach the children from the cradle to when they go out to the society. And so our role and importance as women in nation building is an all-important event. And that is why we, from one, we're joining every other woman to celebrate today, to ring the bell that a woman is not to be toyed with in every aspect of life.
The 35% affirmation, which is not even enough, but we have not even achieved that. But when we went to Abuja last week, we were told that Niger State gave 54% to women. Lagos too tried more than 35% affirmation. And we are calling on other governors and the executive of other states that they should also emulate these people and help us, because that is the greatest thing women are looking for now, especially in political appointment.
Participants also called for the introduction of laws and policies that will protect women and girls from the hands of violent aggressors. The gathering, witnessed by political and religious leaders, civil society groups, was part of activities to mark the 2020 International Women's Day.
The Commissioner for Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Asiwaju Idris, has congratulated women on the celebration of the 2020 International Women's Day. In a statement to commemorate the celebration, the Commissioner said the roles of women in nation building cannot be overemphasized. He commended women for their resilience, saying a lot can still be achieved through women's participation and involvement in politics. Asiwaju said women are significant and can contribute positively to the growth and development of not only the state but the country at large. Over 80 women in rural communities have been empowered on practical functional skills by an NGO, Ladi Memorial Foundation, LMF, in Emagaba, Ogugu, Olamaboro local government area of Kogi State. The executive director of LMF, Rosemary Osikoya, told journalists that the 3-day workshop was organized as part of activities to mark the International Women's Day 2020 with the theme, Skills for Women Empowerment. She said celebrating this year's Women's Day differently was owing to the fact that the NGO understood the roles of women in the society as wives, mothers, and community builders. Osikoya said when a woman is empowered with basic practical skills, she is able to affect herself, her family, and also impact on society at large. She said she was excited with the turnout of women for the training with over 80 participants, as opposed to the 50 they were expecting. Osikoya, a former Kogi Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, added that the training program would be in 6 sections, which when completed will have seen participants cover the basic modular trade course certificate requirements of NAPTEP. Participation Initiative for Behavioral Change and Development, PIPSEED, a non-governmental organization based in Kogi State, has called on the state government to address issues of gender inequality, urging women in the state to be proactive in fighting for their rights. The program officer of PIPSEED, Jimo Olarewaju, who made the calling of local community in Odolo local government area as part of activities to mark the 2020 International Women's Day, said women can only take their rightful place in the society when they stand firm and fight for it. The program, which involved women working around the community, was organized by PIPSEED in collaboration with Action Aid Nigeria, a non-governmental human rights organization working to combat poverty and injustice in Nigeria. Olarewaju identified culture as one of the major factors that has created gaps and caused disparity between men and women in the society. He said Kogi State, with 17 commissioners, only have 1 woman, and all male 25-member State House of Assembly is a case for concern. He called on women to come out and participate in the coming local government election. An APC woman leader from Igalamela Odulu local government, Kaka Ataudi, said it was unfortunate that women have been subverting their rights for not believing in themselves. She advised women in the local government to come together and speak with one voice in order to fight for their rights. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has donated Android phones worth millions of naira to working journalists in the state to enhance their productivity. The Chief of Staff to the Governor, Jamiu Abdulkarim Asuku, while presenting the phones to the journalists at the Government House, Lokoja, said that the government will continue to collaborate with the media to advance the cause of democracy. He noted that journalists are critical stakeholders in the advancement of democracy and development. Hence, the need for government to ensure that their welfare is taken care of. He said the state government has invested huge resources to reposition state-owned media houses and call on media practitioners in the state to cooperate with the present administration. The chairmanship of the Kogi State Council of Nigeria Union of Journalists, Momajimo Adeza, assured that journalists in the state will always uphold the ethics of the practice by only reporting the facts. He called on the government to be open to the media by providing timely information that would ease the job of journalists, saying that lies can only thrive where there is no information. While thanking government for the gesture, Adeza promised that the council would continue to explore areas of collaboration between the government and the union in the overall interest of the state and its people. The Department of State Services, DSS, has arraigned 3 suspected Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps officers and 3 others before the Federal High Court in Lokoja, Kogi State over alleged arms dealing. The judge, Justice Donatus Okorowo, presiding over the 7-count charge of illegal possession of firearms and illegal trade of live ammunition, adjourned the case till 29 April 2020. Counsel to the DSS, Olarewaju Yahya, said the suspects, after arrest, were remanded in the Nigerian Correctional Service Facility in Kaba, after which the officers of NSCDC were released on administrative bail to their command, which led to their dismissal from service. The suspects pleaded not guilty to all charges leveled against them. After the hearing and plea, the prosecutor appealed that the suspects, which include 43-year-old Abbas Jimo, 35-year-old Jimo Suleiman, and 32-year-old Shaibu Abdusalam, be remanded at the Nigerian Correctional Service, Kaba, till the next hearing. The judge granted the request. The other suspects are Ojanimi Samuel, aged 40, James Ikani, 37, and 30-year-old Abdulkarim Omuya. The Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has lost his mother at the age of 101. Governor Bello described her mother as his backbone and that a vacuum will be difficult to fill. Top government functionaries from within and outside the state, party stalwarts, and other top dignitaries were present at the burial conducted according to Muslim rite. From the Kogi Google production, we pray God to give the governor and his entire family the fortitude to bear the loss. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Kogi in Focus. Until we come your way again next week, same time, same station, keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. I am Khadijat Mohammed. Bye for now.